Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Sweet Tips here. I've got my fume hood turned off here so we can take a look at these lovely gold foils. I don't see any of them stuck to any of the fiberboards anymore. I think we might be able to go. We'll go ahead now and get all that solution off of there. I started this experiment on Monday. Today is Saturday, so it's been on there, what, 6 days, bubbling away. It took that long to get all the foils off. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the solution that contains all the base metals now off of the foils. So we'll have an effective separation. The gold foils will be in solid form, stay in the beaker. Now what we're going to do is pour this liquid off into this larger beaker and get the base metals away from our valuable gold foils. I'm just pouring it off. If you look here, the foils are going to stay down to the bottom. They're heavier, so they will stay down in the solids there. So what we could do, I see tiny specks of gold under here. So this waste solution down here is probably going to have a little bit of gold in it. Put this back in the back. All right, now I'm going to add some hydrochloric acid to this stuff here. And look at all them gold foils blooming. We're gonna rinse this stuff out, let the gold foils settle. Then I'm just gonna pour off the waste into our waste beaker back here. All right, let me pull my waste beaker up here. This is settled for about 60 seconds or so. And I'm just gonna carefully pour off the hydrochloric acid now. Add a little more hydrochloric acid to this now, and keep rinsing until the color is all rinsed away, and that'll tell me that all the base metals are gone out of here. And that's what my goal is to try to get all the base metals removed from these foils. One at a time. Get the foils all rinsed off of them so that we can go to the next step. All right, I was sitting there picking through this stuff piece by piece, and then it dawned on me that I don't need to do that. What I can do here is just rinse this off real well, let those gold foils settle. And then we'll pour this acid off. And like we did with the base metals, we put the base metals in solution, separated those from the gold foils, and we got rid of the base metals in this liquid. And now I think the best way to separate the fiberboard from the gold foils is to just dissolve the gold foils now with bleach and hydrochloric acid. And I'm making this up as I go. I'm going to add, what is that? It's about 300 milliliters of hydrochloric acid. Next, I'm going to add some bleach. This must be done in a fume hood. The foils are so thin that what should happen now is the chlorine gas that's formed in there when we mix the hydrochloric acid and the bleach should dissolve all of those gold foils for us. I'm going to check some of the solution on a piece of filter paper here. we're going to get it on the end of the filter paper and then apply a drop of stannous chloride testing solution. If we got gold going in solution, it'll turn color. And there you go. We've got gold going into solution. We're going to put our gold foils up on the hot pad and see if that'll help us put this into solution. Just about all the foils have gone into solution. Went out and got some more bleach. I think the other bleach that I used was diluted. Whoa! Yeah, that's a little bit more powerful. Plus, the solution's real hot now, so this should get everything to go in solution fairly easily. You can see the chlorine gas forming inside the beaker now. This has been on the heat now for about 40 minutes. It started to boil. And if you look, every single piece of gold foil has now gone into solution. I'm going to reach in here and get another stannous test. And let's see the concentration of this gold. Oh yeah, that's a good dark stain. Because I've got a filter rig here set up. You don't have to have a fancy vacuum filter like this. You could just use a coffee filters, I guess. And now we're going to go ahead and pour our gold solution, hydrochloric acid solution, into this filter and get all these filters, or all the gold, filtered out. Now, pour it through this filter. It's a nice clean solution. It's not very dirty at all. There's our fiberboard up in there. That stuff won't get dissolved by the acid. And rinse them off while they're in here. Get all the gold off of them. That's what I'll do. Alright, we got all the fiberboard out of there. I'm going to rinse it off real good with some more distilled water. And that you can do it with gravity and just regular old coffee filters if you wanted to. Alright, I've got everything pulled through the filter now. So now what we're going to do is transfer this pregnant solution. Look at it. It's beautiful. Crystal clear. This should make some nice pure gold here. Transfer it into this jar right here. This is what you can use here. This is also sodium metabisulfite. It's called Stump Out Bibonide. Gotta have the stuff Bibonide. The stuff made by Spectracide will not work. It's got to be Stump Out in the green and purple bottle. I think I'm pretty much out of chemical here. I'm gonna pour this in and see what we get. Don't expect a whole bunch of gold here. I'm only expecting about maybe half a gram or so of pure gold. So I think we're done. See that white foam on top? That tells me that there's no more gold in solution. It's all precipitated out. So this reaction is done. I'm gonna let this settle out now. We'll come back out and check on this in a few minutes. Solution's got a little bit of color to it. Reach down in here with a little piece of filter paper. Get some of our solution on there and do a stannous test. And as you can see, we've got zero reaction. Here we go. I'm gonna filter out the gold out of this solution now. Here we go. See the gold down in the bottom of our beaker. It's like a respectable amount. Gold. Gonna get it down into the funnel or the filter there. I'm gonna rinse it off with a little bit of hydrochloric acid here while it's in the filter. Now a quick rinse with distilled water. Here we go. Got all the gold rinsed out of here now. I'm going to transfer it into this melt dish and take it over here to the melt table and melt up our pure gold. All right, there it is. Little tiny bead of pure gold. It's got a little tail on it. I don't know how that formed on there. But this is obviously very high purity gold. Look at the reflection in that thing. Let's put it up here on the scale and see what we got. 1.7. Holy cow, that's a lot more than I was expecting out of that 2/3 of a pound of trimmed fingers. So, all right, this will complete this video series. 1.7 grams of pure gold, 24K there, off of about 2/3 of a pound of trimmed circuit card fingers. And we used hydrochloric acid, which is a household chemical. You can buy that at the hardware store, about $10 a gallon. We used 3% hydrogen peroxide. We let it bubble out there a full week, and all the foils came off of there. And then we separated the foils out and dissolved the foils in hydrochloric acid and bleach. And then we used stump out to precipitate the pure gold. And all done with household chemicals that can be bought over the counter. That'll conclude the video. We'll put this thing up for sale on my eBay store, let it go for bids. All right, folks, thanks for watching.